Hey guys, what's up? Once again, mp4podcast.com, and today we're looking at my Captain America Laserdisc collection. Now I got two little gems right here, actually two big gems. These are the size of records, of course. There's the Captain America cartoon series, and then believe the 90s live action Captain America movie. So let's talk about the cartoon series first. And I'll just come in a little closer so you guys can see some of the artwork. Now this cartoon series, the animation actually came from the comic, meaning they actually took the drawings from the comic book and they would, maybe move an arm or, kind of like you see those animation live motion comics that they still do today. That's when they take the the artwork from the comic, and maybe somebody's gonna punch. Those kind of like use Photoshop to take out the arm and move the arm across or something like that. Now, of course, they didn't have Photoshop back in the 60s. They did it another way. But this is the how it looks, and they're real corny animation. It's really cheap animation from Marvel Studios. It was pretty much. They didn't even have a budget, and Marvel really didn't have a budget until they did the first movie which they had success with, which was Blade. Moving on, this is the 90s live-action Captain America movie. As you can see, this Captain America actually has rubber ears, and this is a complete rubber suit. Now, I saw an interview with the actor, and I think it was like a comic book documentary, and he said this was probably the worst suit he had to wear. It was just so hot. I mean, you're talking about a complete rubber suit all over your body, and just to let you know, scuba divers wear rubber suits to keep warm, to be insulated, and you're talking about being in a rubber suit and you're not even in the water. I believe this was filmed in Italy for the most part. Summertime, it's probably like 90 degrees, and so. But here is some of the photos from the movie. And in case you guys don't know anything about Captain America, I'm not going to spoil it because there might be some people going to the movie theater. But this movie was said to be really, really bad. However, I didn't think the movie was that bad. Now, take into consideration that this is an extremely low-budget film. I think the producers, the directors, and the actors did the best job they could with the little bit of money they had. I don't know if it was like $1 million or $500,000, but it was a very, very low-budget movie. I think the actors, the editors, everybody on the team did the best that they could with what they had. That said, I think the movie is entertaining. I don't think it's that bad of a movie. However, it is a cheap B movie. I've heard from other people who have seen The Punisher with Dolph Lundgren, and they say it's actually not that bad, and they actually like it better than the one that John Travolta was in. I never saw the Dolph Lundgren one. I saw the one with John Travolta. I do like that version of The Punisher, and I haven't seen the new Punisher movie, but taking consideration that getting these movies made in the 90s, going directly to home video, you're really not working with a lot of technology to bring these movies up to speed and what they should look like with today with computer technology and stuff like that. And on top of that, being in the 90s, going directly to VHS and Laserdisc home video, you work with what you got, and I think they did an okay job with what they had. So what I'm saying is, I think these guys could have made a really, really good high-budget Captain America if you gave these guys the money, but they didn't have that type of money. And they probably got directors or film students or whatever right out of college working on this, and because, I think they did a pretty good job for what they had. One thing, I think some dealers would cut off the tip when they sold used Laserdisc. I don't know why. I mean, of course, if it doesn't have the plastic wrapping like on this one, I'm not sure if you can see that, but there's a little bit of a plastic wrapping. I would always like cut just a slip right here, so I would leave the plastic on here just to have a little bit more protection for the paper. But they're kind of good to have. I know there's the Thor, I think 1960s on Laserdisc. That's also a collector's item. This Captain America cartoon I did pay, I believe, $80. It was an eBay seller, and he charged an arm and a leg for these cartoons. And I wanted one cartoon that was from Marvel from the 1960s, and Captain America was up, and I bought it. Kind of patriotic, so there's another reason why I probably bid it on it. And I think Thor, he had Thor up another week or two. It was another $80, and I didn't buy that. However, I do own the Thor 1960s VHS copy. And some ways, I have a very high-end VCR. I mean, a very high-end VCR, and it can play the VHS backs really good and clean them up. And I can, do a capture. I may still hunt down the Thor Laserdisc, just because I would like to complete the collection probably of the 1960s. I don't know which other ones. I know there's Thor, Captain America. I don't know if there's any. I think there is a Hulk. I do have the Hulk cartoon series on VHS. That was actually pretty good. I think I did enjoy that one pretty much. So I think there's Hulk, Captain America, and Thor. Now, there was also a 1980s Hulk cartoon Laserdisc, which I also own that. That is the cartoon that came right after. I'm going old school for you guys. So I'm talking about America Saturday morning cartoons. NBC, I remember this very vivid. NBC. It was Spider-Man and his amazing friends with Iceman and Firestar, who two X-Men members. After that show, The Incredible Hulk aired. Now, the only release of that cartoon series, of that Hulk series, was from Spain. Now, that Spanish release of that Hulk series has European Spanish dub, South American dub, and the English dub. But the original, the first episode does not have the English audio track. So I bought that on videotape. And I was always meant to go back and try and resync the audio, but I never did that project. But a little bit of voice is getting a little dry, but that's a little history on Marvel cartoons and some other things. So once again, guys, this has been MP4podcast.com signing out. You guys take care. Later, guys. Bye.